So I trust everybody is ready for a great new month. So we have the month of June, and I'm highly excited to start actually with this theme of tonight. And I must tell you quickly how it came together. Basically, after the last call, Celeste came back to me very excited about our calls we have on a Monday. And I somehow pointed out a thing, and I just name it now thing because I want to leave it all to her. Where she said, "Yeah, this was exactly the finger on the spot, which is very, very important." She personally found, and we were chatting about the Monday calls, and we were chatting about what is important for new members, but also for members who are longer in the business. And Celeste has quite a big experience in talking to people, empowering especially also women, that we basically were putting, or she was putting this call for today together, and she just shared it with me, and I was super, super excited. So you are in for a serious treat tonight. You see it already, it all starts with the why. Celeste is somebody who has proven basically coming from nowhere, showing a serious product results, and she will share details with you there as well. But her background as a mother, singer, works full time. Her husband is a pastor. She has a lot to do in social work as well. And she started with no background in Herbalife, just her own product experience in her very first month with 544 volume points. The last month, her second month, she closed already with 839 personal purchase volume points, now with 12 clients already. See, being a busy mom, being a busy wife, being busy all over the place. On the weekend, she was actually singing at a live event and having 12 clients. So we are curious to hear about your special secrets, what you're doing. And I would suggest I mute everybody. And afterwards, if you have questions, just write the questions down. So before I mute everybody, please welcome with me our international senior consultant on the way to supervisor, because she wants to be with us at the Leadership Development Weekend. Celeste Peterson. Yay! Woo! Over to you, Celeste.
Thank you, Bia. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Thank you so now quite quite high, so I hope I don't disappoint anyone. But I was quite interested to share with everyone on the call tonight, and like Bia was saying, we chatted about it after last week's Monday call. So I do encourage everyone also to join the Monday webinars. It's really awesome training for new members and coaches, really, to get your members in on the calls on Monday. So where the concept came from, and I think just something for everyone to also understand, is that, you know, when we get the email communications from Herbalife in last week, when we got our new CEO coming through with his message and his vision and mission for the company, it just was echoed again around the purpose of why we do the business. So I hope that this is also going to inspire you more around thinking about your purpose in this business, so that you can improve yourself and improve your business. So starting with why, the concept for Start With Why comes from a very famous videographer, Simon Sinek, and our new CEO also mentioned him in his vision and mission statement when he sent out the communication. So at the end of the presentation, I'm hoping that you will leave with an understanding of the importance of the why, being able to identify your own why, or your why statements really, and then to practice saying it out loud, because I know that a lot of people struggle with the speaking part of things. What do I say? How do I approach people? So to practice saying it out loud is quite important. and then to explore different channels of getting people attracted to you. I know last week, even in our Monday night call, there were questions around what happens when people approach you. What is the next thing that you say? So I'm hoping that this call would also give you some different channels that you could make use of. And then very lastly, to keep your customers motivated, and I think for all of us, it's important to also keep them coming back. And that really starts with the why, is what I've discovered over the 2 months that I've now been in the business. So you can go to the next slide, Bea. So the importance of the why, I think all of us started this business with a purpose. We all have a reason for why we've entered the business, why we've become members of Herbalife. I remember when I was asked the question about why I became a member, I could easily and confidently answer because I don't generally become a member of anything. I'm not very keen on joining groups and all of those things unless I know that it's going to add value to my life. And when I look at my product results, like Bea was saying, I didn't have any experience on Herbalife before, but just seeing what it had done in my own life, it gave me purpose and it gave me meaning to actually become a member of this business and of this organization. So if you look at the next slide, it shows you a whole lot of, it's a blurb basically looking at various people's purposes around changing lives, around the goals that we have for our own lives personally, and also the goals that we have for this business. And I think determination is definitely something that wants to drive us to be able to improve ourselves and to be able to improve the business that we have. So the importance of why. These 3 questions, that's also based on the model that Simon Sinek works on. I want you quickly just to look at these questions and think about when last you were able to answer them confidently. The first question asks, and I ask myself this daily, is why do I get up in the morning? Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? So some of us are doing this business part-time, others are doing it full-time. Some of us still have our full-time jobs that we do. Why are you doing it? Why do you do what you do? Have you thought about purpose around what you're doing every day? Why does your organization exist? We hear about Mark Hughes and his purpose for this business. We understand that he knew why the organization needed to exist. Do we know why the organization exists? Do we know why we became members, why our business exists? And you really want to get to a point where you can answer these questions confidently and boldly so that other people can start to see your why and your reason. So the next slide is a very famous quote of Mr. Sinek. He says that the why, or your why, is the purpose, the cause, and the belief that inspires you to do what you do. And when you think and act and communicate, starting with why, you can inspire others. Now, this is really something that I've put to the test in my Herbalife business, and it's definitely something that's worked for me. And I think that if it comes from a place of sincerity, Simon Sinek says it so nicely, you think, you act, and you communicate, starting with why. And those are all things that's coming from a place of purpose. It's coming from a place of belief, and it's coming from a place of your own cause. So other people start to see the sincerity, and other people start to see the realness of why you're doing things. And you can inspire change in other people by just being that sincere and being that truthful or being that authentic. The next slide, Bea. So the concept is simple. It says start with why, meaning that if you look at businesses these days and organizations, this golden circle concept from Simon Sinek, it says every person knows what they do. So that would generally be the position you find yourself in. What is your job title? What are the products that you sell or the service that you're selling? Some people know how they do it. So some people are very clear on the actions that they take to be able to execute their function. The actions that they take that perhaps sets them apart from other people. But very few people speak about the why. Very few people know why they do what they do. If I speak about my own experience, I work in a very pressurized environment. Yes, I have a skill to be able to impart knowledge and to be able to empower people. But daily when I go to work, I always have to find out the why. I always have to remind myself of the why. Otherwise, I can't be in that position anymore. There needs to be something that drives you. There needs to be a cause, a belief, and a purpose that inspires you to do what you do. So others can also be inspired by that. And this is where the why statement comes from. So when we say start with why, it literally means that when you speak about what you do, speak about the why. What is your why statement? The why statement is a sentence that clearly expresses your unique contribution and impact. On the next slide, it speaks about the impact that reflects the difference you want to make in the world. And the contribution is that primary action that you're going to take towards making this impact. So when you put impact and contribution together, these two components provide that filter through which you can communicate, through which you can think, through which you can act. Every day you can make decisions that starts from a point of purpose and that really improves your point of attraction. Last week on our Monday call, I think it was Jacqueline that was speaking about the products that or the service that she offers. She's normally not the one to speak about it first. People will approach her, people will see her and come towards her and ask questions. So when you improve your point of attraction, you almost have to practice your why statement quite often and quite confidently, because you're going to have to respond now. People are now attracted to you for some reason. So you now need to respond. And what is your why statement? It literally is words that you need to put together and be confident in what you say. So identify your why statement. On the next slide, it asks, do people out there know why you're doing things? So all of us have become Herbalife members. Do people know why? Do people understand why we've become members? Put into words why you do what you do. So I've put an example there, and this is something that I've learned over my journey as a Herbalife customer, and now again as a Herbalife member. It's just more and more confirmed for me. And this is something that I normally say to people, is that I want to spread the message that good nutrition has its rewards, because I've clearly seen the rewards. I've seen the rewards in my own product result. I've seen it in my own life. And now I'm seeing it in the lives of other people. So this is what drives me. This is what keeps me going. It's my purpose around what I want to do with my business. I want to spread the message that good nutrition has its rewards so that I inspire positive and healthy change in the lives of others. And it's as simple as that. What is your contribution? And what is your impact? And when you put those things in words, other people will start to see your purpose. Other people will start to see that this is not just selling. We're not just out here to sell a product, but we are here to spread a message, and we're here to change the lives of other people. So my product result speaks for itself. I also have people that approach me that see the difference. And sometimes I don't even need to say the words. But the reason why I can confidently spread the message now that good nutrition has its rewards, if you look at the next slide, I've put down my product result. And sometimes it's necessary for you to go back to your own product result. Sometimes it's necessary for you to again remind yourself what this product and what Herbalife has done in your own experience. So why can I be very confident in my why? Is because I understand that I used to not eat breakfast. I used to wake up exhausted every day. I used to be tired all day, crave throughout the day, salty treats. Those were my favorite nibbles. I used to eat very late hours. and have little to no energy. But now I eat a healthy, nutrition packed breakfast every single day. I sleep so much better. I wake up refreshed. I don't have any cravings anymore because I snack healthily throughout the day. I eat balanced meals and I have increased energy from morning until night. And this is why I can easily go out there and say, I've experienced the rewards of good nutrition. So I want to continue to spread that message so that other people can be inspired and other people can change and make healthy decisions. Understand that what we're doing, a lot of other people are doing as well. There are other businesses out there that also say that they can change the lives of people making healthy decisions. When we all understand that we've tried these things before in the past, we've tried various ways of losing the weight, we've tried ways of increasing our energy, and we've never gotten the results the way we are now. And I'm not saying that the businesses or other products are not living up to what they need to do, but I'm saying that when you go back to your own product result, believe what had happened. Look at it and just see the phenomenal change that had happened in your life, and really be confident about your why. So this is something that you need to practice. Some people, especially like if I look at my own experience, I've signed up a member now. She is so excited about this business. She is so excited about the product. Her only issue is that she says she's very shy. She doesn't like speaking to people. And I remember when I started out as a member, it's the same thing that I told my coach. I said, oh, the speaking, what do you say when people approach you? What is it that you're going to say? And I think when I look at this now, me looking at this experience that I've had every day, it just makes me more and more confident to say the words. So practice it out loud. And that's a literal exercise. Write down your why statement. Go back to your product result and put it down in words so that when you practice it out loud, you'll see on the next slide, it's a literal thing. You're going to actually stand in your room, face the mirror if you must. I know when we grew up, we used to do that. We used to stand with the brush, do our orals, all of those things, and really just face yourself saying the words. Because when you do that, you become so much more confident in approaching people. You become so much more confident in saying the actual words. If you must, practice with family, practice with close friends. We always say to get the concept right of the 15, 10, 5, 1. Send messages out to your contacts on your WhatsApp list. Get practice partners. Get wellness partners that can sit through your wellness presentation. Practice, practice, practice. That helps you get rid of the anxiety. It helps you get rid of the nervousness. And it also allows you to just slowly put yourself out there, one line at a time, until you get to the point where you're able to just confidently and boldly, in a conversation, bring up your why statement. And that's been happening quite often with me nowadays, especially in my workplace and every other work environment that I find myself in. I'm able to just bring it up in a conversation, and it's just, the magic just happens from there. So here you can go to the next slide. So the more you recite your why statement out loud, the more you become confident in saying the words. Like the suggestion earlier on, practice with your family and people really close to you, just to get rid of the nervousness and get rid of the anxiety of speaking to people, and slowly put yourself out there. Practice one line at a time. Just try to get it into a conversation. And suddenly you'll see that it just flows every time you meet someone. So we're getting to the point of that channel of attraction. So last week in our Monday call, Jacqueline was saying that people actually approach her, and then everything just flows from there. So the question was, when people approach you, what do you say? What is the first thing that you what is your next line? And there are so many other different channels of attraction that you can use. Most of us have experienced that people will approach us. So either they're seeing your body shape, either they're seeing your product result, and that's why they approach you. The other channels that I've also found is quite powerful is when you make it your business, and this is what my coach always says to me, make it your business to talk to everyone you come into contact with. So this is something that I've worked on. This is something that I've developed. Every day I try to just speak to another individual, and it's almost like I'm doing a little checklist every day, and I'm saying, I've spoken to 4 people today. Tomorrow I'm going to speak to 5, and the next day I'll speak to 6. But make it your business just to get into contact with people. In every situation that you're in, you will find yourself getting into contact with people. So just make it your business to talk to these people. If you're doing the business full time and you're not sort of having a full-time job on the side, and you're mobile, get into your car and really just get out there. I'm so inspired by some of the coaches that are going out into the malls in last week, and in this week. That's really serious. That's serious about it. And that's someone that's serious about their business, because they're getting out there, they're doing the wellness assessments. Ask your sponsor to help you organize a shake party or even a launch for your new business. Share your why statement and your product results on social media. So I know some people are very cautious when it comes to social media, and the one thing that I can encourage you is that social media doesn't need your products, but social media needs your experience on the product. You don't even need to put the product out there. You don't need to sell the product out there. What you're doing is you're showing people your journey. People are seeing how much you love your breakfast. People are seeing how much you've changed. People are seeing your why. So sometimes you don't even need to put the words there. Social media is very famous for images, putting out the images. People are seeing that good nutrition is not only about the food you put into your body, but also it's a mind experience. It's a soul experience. People are seeing the positive change in your life. And then the one magic formula is the Herbalife badge. So this is something that's so super powerful. Wear your Herbalife badge, but just be ready for the magic that unfolds after that. So be ready to speak. When that Herbalife badge is on you, people approach you. People will be looking at it. People will eventually be confident enough to ask a question. So be ready to answer. And be ready with your why statement. When people hear sincere responses and honest answers, they are more likely to buy into you than to buy into your product. So they'll buy you first, and that's what you want. Next slide, Mia. So lastly, I want to talk to you just a little bit about how I've been able to keep customers and keep them also motivated. So this is something that Pia spoke about on our last Monday call as well. You want to be able to keep your customers. So you, as a coach, as a member, stay trainable, stay learning, and stay coachable. There's so many of us that's probably been in the business for longer than others, but you can always learn something new. So just stay open to the training, stay open to the coaching. Stay contactable and approachable for your customers. So as much as I'm in a busy space all the time, my customers are always asking me, how do I find the time for them? And it's because I'm serious about my why statement. I really do want them to learn the message of good nutrition. So stay approachable and stay open, stay contactable. Always try your best to offer a solution or find out if you don't have the answer. So we all have our upline. We all have our coaches ourselves. Always be in contact with your coach, with your sponsor. Because if you don't have the answer, they might have the answer, and you'll be able to always give solutions. Follow-up is extremely important. Make sure you are following up with your customers. Even if you have people on breakfast trials that don't necessarily upgrade, check in with them here and there. You've not left them because they've left the trial. You've not left them because they've now left the product. You'll find that when you check on people, when you follow up with them with a simple hello, how's it going, asking them questions if they're keeping up their healthy habits, all of those things plays a massive role in that person's life. And you'll start to see that slowly but surely, they'll find their way back to you. So stay humble and sincere. Be truthful in your responses and be truthful in your interactions with your customers. And then very importantly, meet with your sponsor on a regular basis. touch base in terms of your business and also in terms of you, because this sometimes it can become overwhelming. It can become a little tiring for you as a coach to always be checking in with other people. People can sometimes be very draining. So check in with your sponsor and just get that refuel and that re-oomph for your business. And then the very last thing, most importantly, is just continue to keep your eye on your why. Once you are confident with your why statement, you will inspire change in other people, and you'll start to see that it just becomes a ripple effect. So thank you very much for listening. And I hope that I've inspired you to just keep going in this business.
Wow, this was absolutely powerful. Thank you so much, Celeste. Absolutely stunning. I forgot to tell you in the beginning, Celeste has in the meantime 12 customers. 6 people are on the trial pack this week and 1 brand new member as well on board. So she really walks the talk, what she shared with us right now. And I opened up the lines because probably you have a couple of questions. But before everybody comes now with questions, I want to say to somebody, hi, I haven't seen since a very long time. She's on maternity leave now. She can't wait till the baby is there, that she finally can start her Herbalife business. So please say hi to Nareen. You see her here on the call. Hello, Nareen.
Hello.
Seeing you. Can't wait to see your baby that we can see you. But open to question to Celeste now. You look like you're thinking about something.
I've got flu today, dear. I'm not talking too much today. I've got flu.
Oh.
But hi, Celeste.
Hi, Pepe.
I just want to say thank you so much for that inspiring talk. The reason what I like the most is about the why, that you keep asking yourself why you're doing what you do, because sometimes it becomes tough when you don't get customers and you don't get to talk to a lot of people, and then you become despondent. So like you say, if you know your why, then it makes it, you won't give up because of a few obstacles. You will keep your eye on the goal because you have your why. If your why is strong, then you will keep